Hey everyone, John here, and welcome back to the Toy Box. Today I'm going to show you the Legacy Falconzord. This Zord was used by the White Ranger in the first Power Rangers movie, as well as during the final season of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series. So we're going to look at every inch of this Zord, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the review. So you may be asking, what is a Legacy Zord? Basically, the Legacy Zords are all re-releases of Zords that were released before. The main thing to take home here is that these are not the exact releases of the old Zords of the past. These are entirely new builds. So they have been improved upon with die-cast metal parts, more posability, and a much greater level of detail. So you won't be putting stickers on these. Because of this, these Zords are also more expensive. It's geared more towards adult collectors who grew up watching Power Rangers and want to have a feeling of nostalgia while looking at the great model of something they enjoyed as kids. I was a huge fan of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series, so I couldn't resist these. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a full 360 of the Legacy Falconzord. So starting from the front here, we have the head. It's posable all the way down to the edge. All the way down the edge here, all the way up above. And the mouth opens like this. So right now there is I haven't really played with it too much, so the joints are a little stiff. But I expect that if you keep doing that, they won't be as stiff. But I don't know if you want to do that, because it's supposed to be a collectible. But going on the underside, we have this gold piece right here. I think that's the port to get to the Ninja Megazord. Then we have the talons, which are die-cast metal. And the back talon goes back and forth, and you can also move the front talon also, the front three talons. So you can make the Falconzord do a fist, just like that. And the legs, they're fully posable, and each leg is the same thing. Just be careful not to pinch yourself over here, like I just did. You have this silver part right here, and the tail has a gold trim over here, which is really nice, and the tail is fully posable as well, just like that. And now we can get to the wings. So the wings can extend like this. They can extend all the way back here, just like that, and they can extend all the way to the front to make the Falconzord's pose when the White Ranger decides he wants to shoot something. So there we go. So each wing has a lot of detail on them. We have the golden trim all around the side. One thing to note here are the little tabs on here that are used whenever the Falconzord combines with the Shogun Megazord, which probably means we're going to get the Shogun Megazord, so that's going to be pretty awesome. And on the inside, as you can see, it has the same thing, another tab. I'm not sure where the tabs are going to be for it to connect with the Ninja Megazord. I assume the tabs are going to be right here. So that's going to be where he connects with the Ninja Megazord. And one other thing to note about the wings, so we have the details on the back. We have the red bullets. These don't shoot out, so don't try it. But these are the bullets, and each wing has an added functionality. They can pose a little bit like this also. They pose to the front, and they pose to the back. They have this extra stitch right here, or is this extra joint, I mean, and they go back and forth, and it's held on right here. And when you're going to have them straight, just clip them in like that. When you're going to use them, just bend them. This allows the Falconzord to be placed in a lot more natural poses, in my opinion. So instead of just having the Falconzord sitting there with the legs, or with the wings straight out, you have the Falconzord, and you can really make him look alive, which looks a little more fluid, like he did in the show and in the movie. So those are all the features of the Ninja Falconzord. And I think it is super cool. Alright, so in front of us we can see that I have two Falconzords. And you may have already guessed what they are. The one on the left is the old Falconzord, the very first one that was released back in 1993, 93, 94, and for the Power Rangers movie. And the one on the right is the Legacy Falconzord that we are reviewing today. So I thought it would be a lot of fun to have them side by side. It's really cool to see them. They're about 13 years apart, in one of them from my childhood, one now here in my adulthood, and it's fun to see how they stand up next to each other. And fun fact, I think I got them from the same Toys R Us. I think I bought the two of them at the same Toys R Us. So let's take a look at the differences. So the first difference is if you really look at the Zords, you have to excuse me because I played with this sword a lot as a kid, so a lot of the details are a little beaten up, and that just comes with many years of adventures, so that's to be expected. But we're gonna go ahead and look at the differences between the two Zords. If you look at the middle here, you see these tabs here are where the Falconzord combined with the Ninja Megazord, and with the Shogun Megazord. So as you can see, these tabs are different here, so I don't think they're going to combine in exactly the same way. But we'll have to see. I don't think in the back he used the tabs at all to combine with the Shogun Megazord, but that's something I have to check later. And basically, the biggest thing to notice here are the stickers. So the details do look very similar, but they are different. I had to put stickers on for the original Falconzord, and as you can see, I did try to take it apart one time with the screwdriver through the label. Another big difference to note are the feet. So if you look at the first release of the Falconzord, we have the feet are posable just like in this one. They aren't metal, so everything is plastic on this sword. So the back talons are movable, but the front ones are not. So they can move, the foot can move back and forth, but these front talons here are static. Just like, and then to compare, these feet are metal, and you have the back talons that can move, the front talons that can also move to make a fist, and the feet go back and forth. This is probably one of the more posable parts of the Legacy Falconzord, which are pretty cool. So then the next difference is obviously going to be in the wings. So if you remember the bullets were kind of see-through here, which is not the case for the Legacy Zord. And I guess for the tabs here are a little different. Let's compare. The Legacy Falconzord has this tab, and the original Falconzord has these. So this is what he used to connect to the Shogun Megazord. And on the back it's the same thing. There are 4 tabs here, while on the Legacy Falconzord there's only a couple of tabs right here. One here and something to hold on here. And then lastly, the wings on the Falconzord, they're fully posable, that they can go back and forth. This is from the original, but they have to stay straight. This is one of the things I didn't really like as a kid, and I wish I could have changed, because it didn't look natural for the wings to just be super straight like that. But they changed that with the Legacy Falconzord. Now I can pose the wings pretty much however I want, and they can even be straight if I wanted to. But this extra posability, it goes a long way. At least for me, it does. So those differences really did make this a really good buy for me. So that is the comparison. And once again, it's really cool to see the original Falconzord I played with as a kid, and the Legacy Falconzord that I now enjoy as an adult, both in the same picture. Really nice. Well, this has been the review for the Legacy Falconzord. I hope you enjoyed this video and had a good view of the Falconzord. Check out John's Toy Box on social media. Twitter and Instagram links are in the description below. I also put a link to ToysRUs.com for the Falconzord in case you're interested. Leave your comments in the comment section below, rate, subscribe, and don't stop playing.